everybody. Tennis coach Robert Carlbo here from carlbotennis.com. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about the first part of the serve, just the routine and the target, what I call pointing at the target. And it's going to vary. The pros, some do it, some don't, but it helps us to get our target areas together, and it helps us focus on what we're supposed to do. Okay, so let me go ahead and get started with this and show you what I mean. So a baseball player, a pitcher, they will get the sign from the catcher. The catcher will do all their different signs. They will get into the position. They will get in a position like this, a few seconds, look at the target, and then go ahead and throw the ball. Okay? We as tennis players, what happens is we get into a situation, we just get up here and we just serve. And we don't get into the position of actually calming down, getting our routine together before getting ready to go. So I want you to think like a baseball pitcher. So you're going to get here and imagine that there is a catcher behind, and the catcher is going to give you the sign. So once the catcher gives you the sign, then I want you to go ahead and get in a position, center yourself, and get ready to strike the ball. What I like to do is this. When you're throwing a ball, when you do a take back, it is much easier to have your arm or your hand pointing towards the target. So here, if I have this here and I take it back, I take this back, straight line like this, it's easier for me to throw the ball straight than it is if I were to take my arm and point it sideways, this way, and then have to turn and go this way. So it's easier to throw straight back. You don't see baseball pitchers necessarily going back like this. When they get skilled at getting this organized, if I can do it this way, then eventually I can turn this way and I'll be able to go. Generally speaking, if I'm not that skilled and I take it back this way, my natural tendency is for me to throw the ball that way. Draw a line here and follow the line. So it can be challenging to go this way and turn it that way. So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and do something similar with my racket. I like to take the racket and point it at the target. So this is the target, this is my hand, I point at the target, point at the target, take it back, and then hit the ball. So I point at my target, I take it back, and then hit the ball. So when I do that, I'm able to be a little bit more accurate than if I just take the ball in the different areas. So once you get skilled at this, you can then go ahead and you can take to the side, doesn't matter then, but what we want to do is still get into that routine of bouncing the ball, settling ourselves down, mentally getting ready to serve the ball. So once you master this straight take back, then it's up to you. It's your serve. You can do whatever you want. You can take it sideways this way and then go ahead and serve it. But remember, it will be a little more challenging if you do that. But it's perfectly fine. To go ahead and serve the ball to a different area, you then will just take this, point towards the target in a different area. Now, I know some of you are going to say, well, you're giving it away that the player is going to go ahead and see what's going on. But that's not necessarily the case, because remember, they still have to hit the ball. And when we talk about return of serves, you will see that getting a good serve placement, and when I talk about winning serves, you will notice that if you hit the ball into different spots, it will be easier for you to be able to hit winning serves. So I'm going to point towards the side over here, back, and hit the ball, and the ball is going to go towards that direction. Back, up, hit the ball, and it's going to go. Now I have some cones on the other side, and the cones that I have is just like a hurricane cone. We have the center and we have a little bit on both sides. We aim for the center and we have a little bit of margin on both sides. But I'm going here up, and then I hit the ball there towards that cone, and that's the general area I want. If I hit the cone, great. If I'm a little bit off, that's okay, because I'm aiming towards that general direction. Again, when I started, I did point, and then I went back. So you want to go ahead and start by imagining you have a pitcher over there who's giving you directions. You're then going to take your racket and point at it, take the racket back, and then go. You want about 3 or 4 seconds to make sure that you are ready to go. So 1, 2, 3, and then go ahead and swing and go. So one more time, you want to go ahead, point, 1, 2, 3, and then swing and go. I hope you enjoyed this video on the starting position of the serve, getting that stance together and making sure that you point the racket at the target. That will help you with more accuracy. We want accuracy and control to get the ball in. Once we get that, as I've said, we can add power and spin and all the other things, but we need to make sure that if a person is standing, has a weak backhand, we need to exploit that weak backhand, or if they have a problem hitting balls out wide, we want to go ahead and take advantage of that. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye now.
For more information on Carlbo Tennis, visit www.carlbotennis.com. If you wish to email Coach Robert, please do so at robert@carlbotennis.com or visit his Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Carlbo Tennis. Tennis for the people.